Now that we are taking the Detroit Lions in the NFC over the San Francisco 49ers, let's go over to the other side of the bracket, the AFC, and talk about the Baltimore Ravens playing against the Kansas City Chiefs this weekend. A lot of speculation. We talked about it earlier about Andy Reid. Could this be his final game? Are the Patrick Mahomes and Travis Kelce led offense back? I mean, we saw last week. Sorry, I didn't have on my bingo card that Marquez Valdez-Scantling was just going to show up now and just be an elite wide receiver. Didn't expect that to happen. It did. So for that reason, we have the Kansas City Chiefs in yet their sixth straight AFC Conference Championship game. What just an elite statistic that we've seen from Patrick Mahomes. 6 straight AFC Conference Championship games. That is outstanding. And with that being said, that's all anyone's talking about. This Baltimore Ravens team is battle tested. This Baltimore Ravens team has beat every single team. But people continue to look down on the Baltimore Ravens. I don't know why. This team is star-studded. The weapons, Zay Flowers, let's just go down the line. The line. Quarterback, we understand Patrick Mahomes is a better quarterback than Lamar Jackson. Lamar Jackson is going to be a 2-time MVP, similarly to Patrick Mahomes, who's already a 2-time MVP, but we know the greatness of Patrick Mahomes. This is not a slight at Lamar Jackson. He's a top 4 quarterback in the NFL, probably top 3, but let's just kind of go through it. Offense, the weapons, check, Baltimore Ravens. The offensive line, we just saw that Joe Thuney is not going to play. He's got a pec strain. The offensive line, we're going to take the Baltimore Ravens here. The running backs, Isaiah Pacheco, we got that, the Chiefs. So on the offensive side of the ball, even at tight end, if Mark Andrews plays this weekend, are we so sure that Travis Kelce is still miles ahead of Mark Andrews? Because I'm not there. I'm just not there. If Mark Andrews plays this weekend, at this point in Mark Andrews' career, and at this point in Travis Kelce's career, we're not comparing them all time, just at this point in this career, Mark Andrews and Travis Kelce are at minimum the same player. I might take Mark Andrews over Travis Kelce at this point. But neither here nor there, coming back from injury. Either way, we'll call that a wash. Offensively, the Chiefs got the quarterback and a little bit better running back. I understand Isaiah Pacheco is good. For some reason, the Baltimore Ravens running backs are always good. But look at the weapons. Zay Flowers, Odell Beckham Jr., Mark Andrews. This is a team that with a first-round wide receiver, Rashad Bateman, who's their third best wide receiver, I understand he's not a 1, he's not a 2, but when you move him to 3, he's very effective. And so when you look at the Kansas City Chiefs, I can't trust Kadarius Toney, who didn't play last week but might this week. I can't trust Marquez Valdez-Scantling to make a big play. They haven't done it all year. Travis Kelce has been spotty, really good for the first 30 minutes of that game, kind of disappeared in the last 30 minutes of that game against the Bills. But then on the defensive side, this Baltimore Ravens defense is just elite. And Patrick Mahomes is going to have a hard time with this front seven of the Baltimore Ravens. The Kansas City defense is good. It's a very good defense. I understand. There's a lot of good players there. Willie Gay, Nick Bolton, Chris Jones, L'Jarius Sneed, Trent McDuffie. People don't love Justin Reed, although I have a weird affinity for Justin Reed. So Justin Reed is there as well. It's Baltimore Ravens defense with Mike McDonald running the show has just been outstanding. And they have put out what a lot of people think is the best offensive mind in the NFL, and Kyle Shanahan. They've put out both Kyle Shanahan offenses, whether it's Mike McDaniel of the Miami Dolphins, whether it's Kyle Shanahan himself. He's beat them both and made him look silly. He made Brock Purdy look pedestrian. He made me look really right about Brock Purdy. He made Tua Tagovailoa not look great when he beat them. The Baltimore Ravens are an elite team that no one is talking about, guys. All this week, it's about Patrick Mahomes' greatness. 6 straight Super Bowls. It's all about what the Patrick Mahomes, the Taylor Swift angle with this all. Lamar Jackson is a pretty damn good quarterback. And it's about time. He really deserves the flowers that he should get. I have never been more wrong on a quarterback. I said Lamar Jackson was worse than Kyler Murray. I thought Kyler Murray was better than Lamar Jackson. That was a terrible comparison. Lamar Jackson is a top 3 quarterback in the NFL. Only 2 guys I would take over him, Josh Allen and Patrick Mahomes. Those are the only 2 guys. Now, granted, could Patrick Mahomes pull a rabbit out of his hat? Maybe. But I just don't see that. I think he's pulled all the rabbits out of his hat that he can. That Bills defense that they played last week was depleted, and it just wasn't good. It could not get a stop in the second half. Literally, it was a flashback to the Super Bowl when the Chiefs just scored over and over and over and over and over again. And they did the same thing to the Bills, to that defense that's depleted, and it wasn't very good. And they still barely won. Still barely won. This Baltimore Ravens defense is not going to be like that. And I believe that this Chiefs defense, how do you prepare for Lamar Jackson? How? How do you prepare for Lamar Jackson? I don't know how. Once you find out, let me know, and I'll tell the other NFL coaches. He's the best athlete on the field as a quarterback. The Baltimore Ravens are getting no love. People are overstating or not overstating them enough. People are... I don't get it. I don't get it. They keep overlooking the Baltimore Ravens. This is an early Super Bowl pick for me. But the Baltimore Ravens are going to beat the Kansas City Chiefs this weekend. And then they're going to go into the Super Bowl and they're going to win the Super Bowl. Because Lamar Jackson is on a mission. He's going to win his 2nd MVP. They have an elite offensive line. Their running backs, for some reason, are always good. Mark Andrews is coming back. Add with the ascension of Isaiah Likely, Zay Flowers, Odell Beckham Jr., Kyle Hamilton on the defense. Jadeveon Clowney, for some reason, is really good now, and he hasn't been really good in his career anywhere. So you add all those things. Their corners need some help, but guess what the weakness is of the Chiefs' offense? The wide receivers. They led the league in drops. Joe Thuney is not going to play this week from what I've seen. So a massive offensive lineman probably out this week. We've seen that so far. The wide receivers are the weak link of the Kansas City Chiefs offense. They had the most drops in the NFL. Baltimore Ravens, not only do they have an elite offensive line, they've got Lamar Jackson. Lamar continues to make people look silly. He continues to be the best athlete on the field as a quarterback. And what I've seen, they're battle-tested. They have beat every playoff team they faced by multiple scores besides the Los Angeles Rams, who were on fire. They blew out the Lions. They blew out the Niners. They blew out insert NFL playoff team here. The Baltimore Ravens, although getting no love, are going to beat the Kansas City Chiefs this weekend. I like them to advance to Las Vegas, and then at that, I like them to win the Super Bowl. At that point, we'll get into it when we get into it. But the Baltimore Ravens are going to be AFC Conference Championship champions, and I'm excited to see where they go after that.